Alright, here we are at the Quarry, the new Quarry. I have the biggest equipment that we are going to give you to play with in the mod packages, converted from the FS13 models. And the Quarry cost $100,000 and costs $9,000 to operate, but we can also mine for gold in there, which if you do a little bit here and there, you'll definitely pay for the thing, so it's not a huge cost. Alright, I got the big equipment. As I said, let's take a ride down with the cat loader, front loader, bucket loader, whatever you want to call it, the 994F. It is just a basic conversion right now, runs great, works great. That's the first things we look for. No dirt on it yet, perhaps in the future. Exhaust though looks really cool. Big Daddy, good job on the exhaust. Alright, driving down into the Quarry. Can be a trick, and it's going to be a little slow, but it's a fun drive. I love this place. One of the reasons why I wanted to redo the Pleasant Valley 15 and not stay with the old flat map style that we had in Farming Simulator 2013 was to be able to do new things, new ideas that we were kind of pigeonholed into that square landscape with not much detail. And now it's a whole different world. I was able to put the quarry on the top level so we can dig down deep. Basically, to get sand, gravel, you can shovel. You can load your gravel into the overloaders on the site or whatever product you have, and that will fill up. Those totals show in your store. You can see I now have 35,000 gravel, stone, salt. They're all in there, so you can see those totals in the store. I'm just going to do a quick run around here, give you a tour. There are two ways to go through this. It's a big loop, so we're going to go down this side and we'll come back up the other side and just show you what we have down here. You can go, if you're playing the alpha version, that hill was impossible for some vehicles to get up. We smoothed it out a little bit, so you can get vehicles up here. We just wanted it to be a challenge, not impossible. If you're going to use the smaller stuff, you might have to go around the little less rocky version, the entrance, the other side, but you can get smaller vehicles up. One of the things we do, we have 3 of each type of pile currently, and we start you with 1, but the capacity on those piles are 500,000. In order to get your other piles to increase your production, you have to buy them as well. So I can get all the piles refill at 50,000 per hour as well. So many of you will not even need to buy extra piles unless you have a full server, but if you're gonna fill up the gravel every day at the gold or the sand, then you're gonna need to purchase your extra piles, and voila, now we can we have an extra 500,000. Sometimes you might want to just dig 1.5 million in one day. You can buy all 3 sand piles and dig it and stockpile it and not have to worry about shoveling anymore. There's the other place there where it's viable. And at least we were nice enough to include the closest pile to the overloader for everybody. So you can dig into the sand and dump it into this overloader. Now, most of the sand and gravel are used in building factories, as well as the stone. Stone is used in drywall. The particle effects I am working on. That's why that was a little bit weird, but soon they'll be fixed. before release. So I'm a day behind release, but I'm still hoping for this weekend. Friday would be nice. I'm hoping. There's your salt pile and your salt overloader. And we'll do the round trip. And into the cave, which is where we have the lower section of the cave here is stone. It's a white stone. It's gonna originally we can use it for lime, marble, all those products, but right now it's just gypsum basically for the drywall, but we just called it stone just in case someday we can bring back what we had in FS 2013 and create your own lime to spread on your fields and stuff. But again, it's the fill type limit thing that we're up against. But there's so much in this map that don't even be concerned about those limits because we've got tons and tons for you to do. And then you have the coal area in the coal mine down here. Again, we put the coal underground, kind of nice, but it's huge, very cavernous. And that's the coal area. And up we go to the gravel area once again. And here we are back up atop at the gravel. Next we will show you how to operate the gravel production or the gold production. Gold production works very differently now. It's hugely random, but we wanted it to be that way, but it still pays out. So for you people that want to know the math behind it, it goes something like this. Basically, every minute you have a 1 in 1,000 chance of finding gold that minute. When you find gold that minute, it will be anywhere between well, the base is 100 and it's got a 90% fluctuation, so I guess you would call that anywhere between 10 and 190, I believe it is. Somewhere, well, you get the rough idea. So you can strike gold and only get a little bit, or you can strike gold and hit it rich. And a gold is worth 1,000. So if you hit 100, a good number on your 1 in 1,000 chance, you can really rake in a good profit. But even 100 gold worth 100,000, if you're playing on a server like us, splitting it between 6 people, it's a little bit less. But don't fear. If you do the math again, you'll realize there are 1,440 minutes in a day, so you usually have a 1.5 times chance of finding gold in a 24-hour period. Anyhow, I will bring in some extra equipment because we need it, which is the cat dump truck. And we'll head over to fill up our dump truck with our loader. And you will see 2 of these little units up here. One operates on sand and the other on gravel for the mining. And on the cat loader, if you hit the C key twice, you get a nice side bucket view in camera view. Let you know that you are in the right area. We're just going to put a little bit in there. The 35,000 we have, it holds 105, 3 loaders full even if you don't miss. and go back to our dump truck. And this plant here on the end is the sand one, so we'll show you how they both operate identical, but we will show you how the gravel one works over here. First, you need to dump in your gravel. And again, this is Marhu's mod, customized for our map, to do a little bit of, and this one's now running off the UPK kit with some water running through, and you can see the water spraying in there. The animations on those run all the time. However, the gravel plane only raises when you have gravel in there. You can see that gravel plane in there. Probably be better if I jumped out. Stand on the platform. You can see our gravel moving. And you can see we have 35,000 gravel. What we need is some water to get this process going. And that's it, but it uses a lot. So, jump back to our last little video where I have the water trailer left over, and unload. Yeah, we're getting water in the gravel area. Okay, now we can show you how it works. And who knows? It's not a lot of sand, and it's not, or gravel, and it's not a lot of water. But we're gonna fast forward time and hope we strike gold. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Okay, here we are. We are back, and stop our time, and we used up our gravel, but we don't have any gold because we did find gold, believe it or not, but I sent it to the bank automatically, and the bank is probably on auto sell mode, so you don't get to see it. And I'll explain the rest of how that process works right now anyway. Over here at this meter, it tells you how much gold you have. You can have it on R to send it directly to the bank. Again, to stop sending it. When I got here, it was on send. It was sending automatically. So when I hit the gold, I don't even know. It flashed up so quick. I don't know how much I have. It could be at the bank. And over here, which I had just done, I don't know if you noticed, is where the tailings go. When you stand here, it empties your tailings, which is your gravel that has been used. That goes up in. So basically, to operate this, you come over, just stand there. Your tailings will empty pretty quickly. And that is pretty much how, if your tailings fill up with 500,000 gravel and the other one with 500,000 sand, then the process stops and it won't process anymore until you get up here and empty your tailings. I'm going to the bank to show you how the bank works. I don't know if the gold's down here and if this is set. Again, these settings are supposed to save after you save your game. Once, then they'll be there wherever you left off. Down here, we don't have any gold. It says sell gold, so that one's set. One of the plants goes to this bank up here in the north corner, right near the K and the X on the map. And that's the Wells Fargo bank. And the other bank is down in the red zone over here at Key Bank. And again, near the Key Bank, there's a box that has no gold in it. But if we were to get gold, you would be able to sell it. One thing last to mention, when you first start a game, you might want to toggle these on. It's still a little bit buggy as to when it first starts a game. Get them set, and then I'm pretty sure that even though it's said the first time here that we had to hit the button to sell gold, that it automatically went through. It's another thing with the UBK not actually realizing the settings until you toggle through it once real quick, and then it should be good to go after you save the game. After that point, all those settings should come back in wherever you left off. And that is pretty much it for the gold mine. I know there's some things we're still working out, but you don't any longer bring your gold to the bank. It's transported down there and you just go over there to sell them. And that it is it for the mining, the quarry, and I don't even know what the next video is on. I think it is the farmer's market. Actually, we're going to cover the placeable objects that are going to be included with the farmer's market, because most of them are used for the farmer's market, as well as finish up the pizza making in the next video. We'll catch you then.